All right, ladies and gentlemen, and photographers out there. Hey, I have no idea where we left off in class because the two different classes were at different places. So, at any rate, if you already did this note, well, then just scroll ahead until you get to the right spot. Okay, so I apologize. All right, but write this down in your notes. Rule number 13: use leading lines. So you can use lines coming from the edges of the frame to provide a way into the picture. They make paths for the eye to follow through the main subject. So and we've been talking about this all along is like it really makes a difference if your eye like goes all around through the picture, so it just makes it way more interesting. So for example, you have this line here right there to the guy, right there's the subject in one of the PowerPoints, right? You got the golden sections there, and then you've got this nice leading line. And by the way, diagonal lines are even more dynamic, so it's even better if they're coming down at an angle than if it's coming straight down. Okay, again, you have these lines leading the person, and these are repetitive lines. It even makes it more interesting. Notice, by the way, these leading lines are made with light and shadow, so they're using tone and leading lines. All right, so there's another kind of leading line, which is an S curve. So you have this S curve, boom, right there to the subject. That's also in the rule of thirds point, right? Here's another S curve. The path makes an S curve that also forms a diagonal leading line. The man and the sheep are on a PowerPoint. Any rate, so S curve is another type of leading line. All right, so what I want you to do is open up your Google Doc. You should have a Google Doc that's called Composition Photography Notes. So I want you to find a picture that follows this rule and make sure you put rule 13 by it so I know what you're doing. All right, so find a picture that has a leading line. It should be pretty easy. You could just do something as simple as, let's see, you could just go to Google and you could type in photo with leading lines right there. And go do an image search, and I'm sure you're going to find one of them. Or if you want to be even crazier, you could say a photo with an S curve. Oh, so that didn't work. So let's type in photography. There we go. That's a crazy curve right there. Okay, so make sure you get that in your notes. Let's go to the next one. What was that? Let's see. Did we get? Let's make sure. I think we all got this. So I'm going to go back and do 12 in case you missed it. All right. Rule number 12 is avoid mergers. Okay, so a merger is an object or a line in the background that intersects with the subject in a distracting way, such as a tree or a telephone pole. So, for example, this guy has a crazy tree coming out of his head. So, to fix that, you would basically change your perspective, move the camera, move the guy. Don't have that sort of thing. There's also a kind of merger called a border merger. That's where you cut people off. So that guy's cut in half, that girl's head's cut off, his head's cut off, the boat's cut in half, these feet are all cut off. Same thing, if you look at this, you can read this thing. It'll tell you more, but at any rate, so like you kind of cut this off, kind of cut that off, right? The frisbee cut off, the ball's cut off. Okay, so same thing, find a picture that breaks this rule. So you want to find a picture that has a merger or a border merger or a near border merger, right? Rule number 12, mergers, and paste that picture in there, okay? Okay, so now we're ready for the quiz. All right, quiz question number 1, what is composition? Quiz number 2, pointed, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to quiz everybody on this. What is composition? What is point of view? What is regular framing? Okay, write that down in your notes. If you don't know what it is, then you're going to have to ask me on the Zoom meeting. Okay, in this picture, what are they doing wrong? Make sure you put down number 4. Write this down in either your paper notes or your Google Doc notes. I'm going to quiz you on it. Number 5, what are they doing wrong? Number 6, what are they doing wrong? Number 7, what are they doing right? What rule do they just follow in that? Number 8, what are they doing wrong? Okay, I think that's it for today. So what I want to make sure you guys do at this point, I want you to jump to the assignment. There should be an assignment posted where you're going to actually have to go out and take pictures. So I'll talk about that. I'll talk about part 3 naming conventions tomorrow, but I want you to go make sure you find the assignment where you're supposed to go and take the pictures. All right, thanks guys.